Hello my friends, this is Jeannie. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. In this video, I'm going to make something. I'm not exactly sure what, but I'm going to make something. I have a general idea of what I want to make. I want to make a journal. I want to make a journal using items that I received with my Your Creative Studio subscription. I initially did a 3-month subscription. I did October, November, December. Though I have to say, here we are in January. I still have not received my December box. The 2 boxes I did receive were gorgeous. I did unboxings for those. I want somewhere to kind of collage and create with the items from my Your Creative Studio subscription. And I thought I would make a journal. I thought I would make a journal using the box that the items arrive in, because it's a pretty decent sized box. This is pretty much what you get here. And if you cut this correctly, just carefully, you can end up with a pretty decent sized journal with a 2-inch spine. So all I did was just open up the box, flatten the box. It's one of those folding boxes, so it's very easy to flatten. And so this area here, this fold right here would be the spine, which is great. So I don't have to create a spine. This would be a front cover, and this would be a back cover. So all I would have to do is trim off all of the flaps and then just size this to the size journal that I want. So I did that because I had 2 of these boxes. I did that. And what I ended up with, and I used my guillotine chopper, my large one, to do that. And what I ended up with is this. And yes, it's already covered in double-sided tape, because I didn't think you would be interested in watching me apply double-sided tape to the journal cover. But this is what I ended up with. I cut this journal down to 5 by 6.5, and it has a 2-inch spine. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the cover itself, other than I want to reinforce it because it is cardboard, corrugated cardboard, and nothing else. So I definitely want to reinforce this. I am going to reinforce this with some Tyvek, which is what I have here. I have some Tyvek. And I thought maybe I can then cover parts of the journal, at least the front cover, the spine, and the back, with some of this sticky back canvas. And in terms of number of signatures, whether it's going to be sewn in, I haven't decided that yet. But what I did decide on is a color scheme. I had this super thick upholstery trim in my stash for a little bit, and I finally just unwound it because it was way too bulky to ever use in a project. I mean, it was really thick, like as thick as my fist thick. It was crazy. But I did unwind it and ended up with these beautiful fiber type trim, which I absolutely love. When I unwound it, this is what it looked like. You had a sheer like ribbon, you had a more texture ribbon, you had just beautiful texture here, and I love the colors. So that's what it looks like when you initially unwind it. And then I went through the painstaking process of pulling those apart. And you have 3 different types of trim here. You have that, of course, clear kind of like organza, I don't know, type ribbon, the more textured one, and this thinner thread. And then I had a bag of fibers that I just couldn't be bothered to try to unknot and untangle that. So this was my inspiration in terms of a color and in terms of a vibe. And I think this will work with all of my Creative Studio boxes, should I ever receive them, because it's kind of like a vintagey, soft, muted color palette. So I think universally across all the boxes, that should work. And then I found this in my stash, which I'm not sure where I got it from, but it's pretty cool. It's just strips, or one very long strip of this fabric. I couldn't tell you what it is or what it's made of, but it's really pretty. It's really thin, and I want to experiment with that. So that's all I have so far. I have I have a color palette. I have a general structure of a journal, and everything else I'm just going to make up as I go. This is going to be my experimental journal. I am going to throw everything at it and see what we end up with. So yeah, let's see. The first thing I'm going to do is definitely reinforce this with some Tyvek. This is an overkill. I know it is. I know. But I want to do it. I am going to wrap the entire journal cover in Tyvek for two reasons. One, it's going to strengthen the cover. And two, it's going to protect the cardboard, the corrugated cardboard that the cover is made of, because I really don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't know if I'm going to apply paint, ink, I don't know. So better to prepare for everything than be unprepared for the one thing I want to do. So we're going to do that. And then another reason why I want to do this is this white is much better than this brown color from the cardboard. So if I do decide to do something with this fabric on the cover, it'll brighten up the fabric when the background is white, as opposed to leaving it this brown color, which is only going to darken the fabric, if that makes sense. So let's do that. Let's just get this started and see what happens. I have no real expectations in terms of what the end result is going to look like, but I am excited to try something new. So what I did do was I covered both sides of the journal in some good quality double-sided tape. I'm going to now pull back that release paper just a little bit, because since I want to wrap the entire journal in Tyvek, I'm trying to work it so that my seam ends up at the bottom of the inside of the journal, as opposed to somewhere in the middle where you would notice that seam. You're less likely to notice it if it's at the bottom. So I have like this little extra flap of the Tyvek I want to wrap up this way, and I need to give it something to stick to. I don't want to take all of the release paper off, because I don't want to have to then worry that this is going to accidentally make contact there before it's ready to be laid down. So I hope everyone is doing well. Today is Sunday, my crafty day. It's pretty quiet in the house. My husband's watching football. My mom is visiting her mom. My kid, well, I told him to clean his room, but truthfully, he's probably doing everything except cleaning his room. And so I was just sitting in my craft room, sorting through things, getting ready for my next crafty purge episode. And then, of course, got distracted by some items on my desk and put that to the side, and now here I am. So, yeah, you know how it is. You come in to clean and organize, and instead you get distracted and you end up crafting. Can't be mad about that. So might as well just do it. I'm excited about this journal for no other reason than I really am going to just throw everything at it and see what happens. It may be a good thing, it may be a bad thing, I don't know. We will see. We shall see. Did I peel this one back? I did. Okay, so I'll start by folding this bottom. Oh, I already messed up because I wanted to fold this inside corner first so that the edge, like the tippy tips of the corners, would be covered. It's no harm, no foul. I can just use book corner covers, if anything. I'm just going to fold this back down to cover that adhesive. I'm going to turn this over, unless, can I save this? No. That's fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so we have that. I want to now bring this around, and then it'll wrap around that way and cover like that. The amount of Tyvek I'm using is definitely an overkill, but like I said, I'm going to do it anyway. That was weird. A second alarm not only went off, but when I was trying to turn that alarm off, it stopped the video. So, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I like to use this particular style of tool to just work the folds in my journal, kind of work whatever paper or fabric or whatever I'm using to wrap around the spine, work that in, break the fibers of whatever material I am using, just to make it bend more easily with less resistance, and to avoid nasty little wrinkles. If I were to just fold this without working it, try to close it without working this, you would get some really bad wrinkles and folds here. Especially since I did not allow for that glue to really dry before I started messing around and folding the cover. So it's what I do, it's what works for me. So now I have to deal with this. I am going to start by cutting some right angles, and I'm going to use this right angle cutting tool. Came across this, I don't even know what I was watching, but I think it was of course a journal making video. I forget by who, but the tool was sent to her by the creator. and I thought it was very clever. The way it works is you have this plastic guard here that you put up against the corner of whatever material you're working with, and just cut along this guide here, and it cuts a perfect angle that would allow you to fold over and cover your corners. I have some extra bulk here. This extra paper, I want to get rid of it. It's no point. I don't need it. So I'm going to try to, boy oh boy, hindsight's 20/20. I'm going to cut off some of this excess. So that's cute. Okay, we can work with this. This is the cover. This is the cover. I guess I should put this away. I don't remember how to close it. But we definitely want to put this away. Oh, there it is. Don't want to hurt myself with that. Here's our cover. This is what we have. I think it's a good foundation. It feels good. Structurally, it feels sound. So there is our cover. The question now becomes, do we wrap it in this canvas and then try that fabric wrap, or this canvas, sticky back canvas, is very nice. This particular brand I bought at Tuesday Morning long time ago. It looks like I got this in I don't know, long time ago. That's all I gotta say. And it's by Claudine Helmuth Studio. I don't, oh no, take that back. Look, it's by Ranger. It's by Ranger. So I'm sure you can find some version of this at rangerinc.com. I've used it before on other projects. It's definitely big enough to cover the journal. What do we want to do? Do we want to cover one side, both sides? Well, at the very least, one thing for sure I know I am going to do is ink all of the edges of the book, and I'm going to use ground espresso, which I know is very dark, but that's okay. While I'm doing this, I guess I'll keep thinking on what is going to be the next step. So if you have not seen my unboxings for Your Creative Studio, be sure to check them out. So I think that looks good. And I think what I'm going to do is add canvas to the inside and the outside. I'm just going to do it. So I think one sheet will do it. I think if I recall correctly, the height of this was, I thought it was 5. I thought it was 6.5, but apparently, well, I don't know. Let me just measure it. It's about 6 1/4. Darn. So one sheet may not be enough because this is 12 by 12. And if I do both sides at 6 1/4, that puts me in 12 1/2. I could just do it as 6 and 6. I'll just do that. What I will do, just to save on some materials, I am going to maybe bring the inking a little further in so that I can cut the sheets at 6 inches and cover both sides with one 12 by 12 piece. I think the front is all right. So I am going to get my paper trimmer, cut this. Yeah, I think that's perfect. We might have to trim a little bit off the edge here. That's good. So that'll be the front. This will be the inside. I guess what I can do and what I will do, I don't want the distress. I want the archival ink. I am going to just ink the edges of this material. This is my cuckoo clock. I think what I want to do is I will adhere the canvas to the front of the book, but I am going to hold off on doing the inside of the book. I'm going to hold off on that until I'm done with the front cover, in case I want to add any type of metal elements, because I have a lot of metal charms and baubles and stuff that I might want to use on the front cover. When I do use metal charms, I tend to slow stitch them on so I don't have to worry about them coming off. And then that'll make the inside cover really ugly with all the thread and whatnot. And if I do that, I can cover that ugliness with the canvas. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're just going to put this on the front and hold off on the inside until I have a better, that's not a strong stick, until I have a better sense cover looks good. I think it's a great start. So I think this is a good spot to stop for this video. I certainly don't want these videos to become long. Hopefully you will continue to join me on this process. Hopefully you'll get some of your own materials out and experiment yourself with something. It's really pretty. I don't know. What do we want to do? Do we want to do like something of a wrap like that? I don't know. I guess I'll give that some thought, and I will make a decision before our next video. Thank you so much for joining me, my friends. I truly do appreciate you. I appreciate that you take the time from your schedule to join me. I hope that you will return and continue to craft with me, if you will. This is definitely not a tutorial. This is more like this is my process. And here's hoping that at the end of these videos, however many they may be, we have something to be proud of. I will catch you all in the next video, my friends. Until next time, bye-bye.